Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, investors from around the world, what's going on? It's me, Jeremy Alexander Newsom. Hope you're doing absolutely wonderful. Trades of the day, we're in the building and we're looking at some stocks. Got some good news though, so let's going to go through the list of swing trades and make some updates. So pretty exciting stuff. Fitbit, hop over to FIT. Again, is down a little bit. I'm just going to hold this till expiration and I'll make sure right in here, make sure to sell before end of day Friday. So you do not want this to close in the money. I should say, if it's below $5. If it's above $5, don't worry about it. If it's below, make sure to sell it. Maybe you'll make a very, very small. I mean, you're gonna have a loss, but it won't be 100% of a loss. It'll be less than 1 R. But anyway, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see what she does. Fitbit just not going to be one of our workhorses. So, Carvana, CVNA, good news on this one, is up to 26 and some change. So, we're up on one position. We were up on both positions at open, and our stop was 21.93. So, at this point, this is another trade setup for another trader. So, I would say increase the stop to 23.87. I'm just going to write that in here. Increase stop to 23.87. Okay, and this is today's date, 5/10/18. So again, since it's two trades, two separate kind of positions, we're up pretty nicely on the other one, so that's good. Facebook's just going to run without us. Ticker symbol FB, or at least run without that particular setup. So we'll try to come back and snag that one later. But, anyway, Facebook doing its thing, hanging out, making dreams come true. So we're just going to cancel that one for right now. EXAS. So here's EXAS. And that one still looks okay. Not as strong as the market, but I'm going to let it pull back in some moving averages, let it bounce before I move the stop. But I like all the moving averages crossed. The weekly chart looks like a pennant pattern. We're below the low of last week's candle. I'll give this one 1 to 2 weeks max before we bail if we need to. Spotify, so here's SPOT. And Spotify, obviously a little bit of a stop out if we had broken lower. So we were looking at pretty closely on this one to figure out what we're going to do. So 150 by 155. We did get triggered into that 150 level and just had a really strong pop. So this thing is just all over the place. I was looking at it to maybe continue lower at some point today, but it did not happen. So that's what stops are for, right? You got to protect yourself, protect your capital. You're going to lose on trades. That's just part of trading. Lose small, win big. That is the math. Lose less money than you make. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one tomorrow, the next 2 or 3 days. Since we did get stopped out, it is a good bullish gap and go. I'm going to wait for a bullish trade, and we're going to probably come back and attack this one tomorrow to see how and if. Tomorrow, next 2 or 3 days, we'll find out. But anyway, bouncing off the trend, Spotify looking a little bit on the bullish side, surprisingly enough. And then next on the list we have MU. So MU, literally the entry of 48.91, the low of this particular candle, 48.99. Missed it, a really good trade by 8 cents. So it is down a little bit post-market. Let's just go ahead and cancel that trade. Well, I guess we can leave that trade open just in case it retests really hard. Let's leave it open one more day. We're probably going to cancel it tomorrow. And then Square, we're going to also leave Square open as well. Here's ticker symbol SQ. And Square, we'll see if that thing actually does pull back. So some of the other newer trades, I have 2. So first and foremost, AAOI. Looking for this to break out. 32.73 will be the stop. So that'll be the triggering price for the actual setup. 5/10/2018 AAOI. The limit fill will be 32.30. So that's what you're basing your risk on. That's what you're basing everything on. And then the stop loss will be an even 30 buckaroonies. So we could look at doing some shares. I think it's a pretty good setup. based on, really it's based on a fade, so filling that gap. Open because it's not triggered yet. So that's AAOI. And then the next one's going to be Philip Morris. And Philip Morris is going to look to do a call option on this thing. $4 September call. So limit buy, haven't done a lot of options with you all, but we've done some. So let's kind of continue that train. 2018, ticker symbol PM, looking at buying at $4 with a stop at 250. And this is going to be options. I think I have to bring these things down. How do I do that? Or I might have to just create a new sheet. I didn't think we're this close to running out of space. We might be. I'm pretty sure I can copy. How do I copy this? All right, well, I'll figure that portion out. Anyway, $4 is going to be the entry. $2.25 if I need to move this over and update things, I will. But we're going to be looking at playing options, call options, September. So all the information is here. September, 82.50 call, $4 limit, stop at 250. Looking at getting in on Philip Morris on a pullback. So those are the setups. I'll look more into the worksheet in just a little bit. Otherwise, folks from around the world, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you found this intellectually exciting and enriching. And I'll be back later. All right, bye.